Welcome one and all to this 22nd episode of D&D with me, Mike.
And me, Zoe.
And today we are going to be working on pickups a little bit. It's something that our game absolutely is going to need. So we're going to need hearts, we are going to need all sorts of things, right? We're going to need equipment. By equipment, what I mean is we should have like Zelda pickups, meaning you have collected this particular special thing.
So like different things that allow you to do
new stuff. Yeah. So for example, we should start with a set of gloves that
allow you to pick bombs
pick up bombs. Yes. Pick bombs up. So let's go to our sprites and open the HUD first. There's our HUD. View, show grid, view, that's it for now. Pencil, there we go. Okay, so let's draw something that resembles a glove of some sort. Oh, I'm drawing it on the wrong layer. Okay, so cut this, paste, or copy again, and we broke it. Undo, 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 cut, no, cut, paste. Jesus Christ.
I did paste.
I know, I can see that. Undo, 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 undo. Okay, cut. Paste. Now you did. Computers tend not to be magic, so... Okay, let's see what else we can do. Can we add... Can we add... like sort of...
Fingers?
Yeah. Does this look more or less like a hand? Sort of.
Ben.
Not really. Okay, well, let's now take some kind of brown color. A light brown sort of leather color. So we're gonna go to orange. And this. Let's see. Let's see if we can grab darker color. Don't like it. Doesn't make a difference at all. There.
Better.
I don't know. I don't think it's clear at all.
But it's actually a glove.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a glove now-ish. You know, we have very little room, so that's kind of normal that you were gonna get, you know, you were gonna get this sort of problem. Let's see it from afar. It's always very important.
Because you're going to see from afar in the game.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's go with this for now. So save, Control S, and then Control E. And HUD PNG replace. And there we go. Now, to do this, what we're going to need to do is go to Sprite Editor. And all we do is slice. And we go by cell size 64 slice. Is it 64? No, way too big, right? So it was 8 by 8, I believe.
Yeah.
That's better. Now, as long as the order is always kept the same, it'll be fine. And we're not going to lose our hearts. Right, so our equipment is going to be here on the right, meaning what we have by default, sort of our powers. It's going to be somewhat similar to the Binding of Isaac in that. Now, for this, let's take a look. We got our little health on the canvas, right, which is here in the top left. So we can probably copy paste the health, so duplicate it.
I copied it.
Just duplicate it. Okay, rename this one to equipment. Yeah, hit enter. Alright, now we're gonna put it exactly on the opposite side, just like that. The width is fine, the position we're gonna put at 0, and we're gonna change the pivot to 1. Then we'll put it at 0 again, boop, it's there. See how it automatically figures everything out? That's quite nice.
Yeah.
Now, for the equipment, we may or may not need quite as many as these, I'm not sure. But surely we're gonna get rid of these empty and full, etc. because it's not what we're after here. So we're gonna remove the full thing here, and we're gonna just leave the empty. Now let's see if we can tell our equipment cell positioning to start from the right. So instead of start corner upper left, we're gonna say upper right. In child alignment, upper right. Done. So if you keep on duplicating this,
It'll keep going in that direction.
it'll keep going but left. See? Like that. Okay. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna call this one glove or something. And enter. And now we're gonna simply change this sprite
To the gloves.
the gloves sprite. Let's see how this looks like for now. There. Not really that sure that it looks like a glove, but okay. Excuse me. Okay. So now we've got the HUD and it's ready. We are gonna have to obviously deal with this from the perspective of the UI manager, but that's a start, right? Now the second thing we should have is the pickup icon somewhere there. So for that, somewhere in the game. So for that we should have, in my opinion, a chest, a treasure chest of some sort.
I'm gonna have to build that.
Yeah, that's right. So let's start now. Magic of voxel. Alright, now the usual thing we work with is 64 by 64 by 64. Alright,
Now I
and
can delete that cube.
how do you do it fast? Just face and do this?
Or just press delete, the delete button.
Ooh, you can do this, I didn't know. Okay, so now we're gonna need a chest. A chest, generally speaking, is going to be this thing. So,
Yeah.
you know, more or less. Wait a moment though. We have a worry. If we make it this big with 64 by 64,
That's about as big as the wall.
that's right. It's exactly as big as the wall. So we
would have to-
technically want it to be smaller.
That's
right?
gonna be as tall as the player
Right.
as well.
We don't want that. We want it to be like half as tall as the player. So about this. Now, so my guess would be at this point, let's change this to 32. So that would be a good start, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oops, I changed the wrong one to 32. So undo, Control Z. Yeah, so which one is it? Z? Yes. So this one's 32, which is about half as tall as the player, right? And now let's make it thinner as well. We're gonna change this to 48 and 48. Mm-hmm.
There's our chest.
So, I think it's still too thick. So let's change this to 32. There, starting to look a bit more like a chest.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so now box, a mirror on the X, erase. There, and because I've mirrored it on the X, it's gone on this side too.
Then should we mirror on the Y as well?
One sec. We'll mirror on the Y when you do the same thing on the other side. Do we want any more decoration on the side of the box? I don't think it's necessary at all.
Yeah, except for when we put the materials. Then maybe the outside, like the frame part, can be black and the inside could be brown.
But what I think we will need, whoops, undo this.
Here.
What I think we will need is we will need some kind of border like this.
Yeah, to make the lid.
Exactly. Right, so now let's kind of keep this view so we can clearly see it. Okay, I should have put a Y mirror, so undo this for me. Yep,
Now we need to do the top one.
looking good.
Yeah.
Alright, So
Now
do we
maybe
want to
we-
keep it quite as simple as this, meaning that it does look like a
Maybe we could just put a lock on the border right here.
well, consider that we'll see the game from the top. So I think
Good
it'd be
point.
better
We'll
to
never
put
see that.
something here, right? What I think we can do though is we can round it a bit if you think it makes sense to do so, or should we not? I'm fine either way. It's just a question.
Maybe rounding it a little bit would look a bit better.
Okay. So in that case, let's go with the race. Remove this, then remove this and this.
Now,
Wait, it's chest, right? So if we're gonna round it, it needs to be done pretty properly here. It'll take some time. It won't be too long, but it'll take some time. Okay, whoop. There we go. Maybe more like this. I think even more. Right, the chest needs to be rounder at the top. It's like a pirate chest.
maybe a pirate stole his items.
Maybe. There, starting to look a bit more
Chesty.
chesty. More chest-like. Okay. Now, obviously, we need to now fix this
The
side.
other side, it's all flat. You're doing paint.
Yep. Okay. That's not too bad. Now, what we're gonna need is, so this is gonna be part of the lid, so probably we should put another border like this because we need to remember then we need to lift it up.
Yeah.
Right?
We'll need to make an animation for him to
That's right. We're
lift
gonna make
it.
we're
lift
gonna
it
make an
up.
animation, and up here, should we do some kind of decoration of some sort? I'm not sure. If we do it, it's gonna need erasing. So, something for the superpower. What would it look like? Maybe a circle.
Too much.
Undo this for me, please. I have no idea if it's slanted to one side or not. It's very difficult to tell. I genuinely have no idea. Something like that?
Yep.
Okay,
Now we need to split the materials, right? Or can we do that in Blender?
undo. Yeah, we're gonna do all of that in Blender.
Okay.
So let's save this one. So, yeah, wait a moment. It doesn't know where to go. So we need to go to the
I think you
Dropbox.
should show the people what we're
Not
doing.
necessarily. The path doesn't matter to them. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna call this one Treasure Adventure. We'll give it Adventure first. Adventure Treasure. Enter. Okay, so we got the big treasure here. And now we're going to export it as PLY, I believe is what we want.
Into the right place this time.
And again, we're in the wrong place. So we go Dropbox. There we go. And just change this. Oh, wait. Cancel. Let's do it again because not obj potato. Apply. Oh boy. Alright. Here we go, and yes, just save and it should be fine. Now let's go to our Blender and let's find all of our models, and we got environment, I guess. Let's go there. Not really, because this one's gonna need to animate. This one's gonna need to animate, but it's kind of useful to have it here as well, so we can see how it compares. So what I think we'll do is we'll create a new save. Anyway, so let's click on here and go File, Import, PLY, Adventure
Treasure is
Trail.
right down there. Whoa, it's enormous.
Huge-tastic. So we're gonna divide it by 64.
I don't think we need to divide it by 64. Don't we need to?
Well, look. That's why we divided it by 64. Because we still compare it to the rest of our 64 tiles. So, for example, this ground here and the treasure. See how
That
it fits
looks
inside
good.
it? That's exactly why I've done it that way. Alright, so back to the treasure. So now what we need to do is do all of our usual processing. So hit tab to go into edit mode and space, and now it's type limited, not limited dissolve yet, but remove duplicates.
Doubles.
Yeah, remove doubles. Remove doubles. That's 26,000 gone. Now space again and limited dissolve. That's quite helpful. Okay, so we've done a bunch of cleanup. Now let's see here. What else can we optimize? Well, we definitely don't need this. So hit delete. Oops, undo. Delete. F. That's faces. Alright, so that face is gone. Now we start having a few weird n-gons here. Excuse me. There's not gonna be an easy way for us to get rid of this, right? This face here is pretty ugly. I mean, we could improve the geometry drastically, but we are gonna have to leave some problems, basically. Alright, well, let's delete these two faces. So delete F. No. Oof, lucky. Okay. It was
That
already
was
on face, I guess.
That's
didn't
why
press
I
F, you
pressed
pressed
enter.
So delete F as well. Okay, and now we're gonna stop deleting. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna create faces. But before, hit A and space and click. So it removes all of those sort of stranded random little vertices. So here we're going to now right click, right click, right click, right click, and hit F for face. See, we're gonna create this face. And then we're gonna create this face, and then this face. Yep. And then we're gonna create this face. Hit F. And this face. And now this face. Wait a moment. And now this face. And this one. Okay. So now we have geometry that isn't completely terrible. And now we're gonna create an n-gon. F. Okay. A bit dubious, but it should be fine. Oh, I just realized this is all wrong. Undo a bunch of times. More. Keep on doing. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Done. That's enough. The reason is we need to cut this in half to allow the chest to open, remember?
Oh, yes.
Right, so we're gonna have to do some more modeling here in Blender. Well, but what we can definitely do is do this bottom one, hit F, so we got a good reference. Alright, now we're gonna get rid of this stuff. So right here, delete F, alright, and this, delete F. Alright, good. So now that we've got this, we are going to hit A first, space, enter. There. And that gets rid of all of those silly thingies.
Yeah.
What we want to do now is we want to sort out the bottom part first. So we've lost a bit of stuff here, but that's alright. I want you to extrude, then press Z, hold control. Okay, that's it. So we got that one there. Now let's extrude this one. Z, control. I can't see anything. G, Z, control. Perfect. Extrude, Z, control. Release, and extrude, Z, control. Perfect. So now we've got these, and these are going to be quite useful to us. First of all, we can construct F, F, F. See? Now it's going to look F. Very simple with just quads. F, F, and F. Hit it. Whoops. Don't know what happened there.
You moved it this
Whoa.
same time I pressed F.
Cool.
Done.
A. Now we're gonna deal with this bit.
Should be saved.
Let me think for a second. So we are going to have something that goes inward with this stuff, and it needs to be above as well. So this is not exactly obvious, and we're gonna be careful because it's gonna become complicated to work with these two. So here's what we're gonna do. Hit Shift D here. Now hit Escape. Now I want you to press Z. Now B. We're gonna unparent all of this. So this is now a separate object. So if you go to object mode and then here, now you're only editing this guy over here, right? And we can easily create a face over here and a face over here. And now we are going to, how do we deal with this? See, this isn't obvious. So let's hit Control R here. Right, that's an N-gon, so it doesn't know how to deal with that. This here is an N-gon too. So it'll be a problem. We need to figure out a way to split this. So what we can definitely do is let's hold Alt and select this, Alt and Shift and select this. Now we're gonna hold Shift only and unselect this and this. Go to edge selection and unselect this edge. Now hit F. Okay, doesn't like it. Undo. Doesn't like this type of N-gon. Too much selected the shape. It then starts creating stuff in between. Hit Control R again right here. Oh my bad. Do it again, please. Your daddy's making mistakes. Okay. Now let's sort out the top bit here, because this is also N-gons all over the place, and it gets in the way of our work. So this, and this. Delete faces.
Nice.
Delete. Enter. Okay. Now A. Space. Enter. Right. So we get rid of all of those silly vertices we don't need. Right now. For this, I think this inside face is also going to have to go. So let's do that too. Delete face. Okay. And now what we're going to do is we're going to do a loop cut between all of these. All right. So let's begin. Hit a loop cut. Escape. Hit a loop cut. Escape. Loop cut. Escape. Should have mirrored this. Loop cut. Escape. Loop cut. Escape. Loop cut. Escape. Escape. Okay. So now we got all of these loop cuts. They're gonna allow us to make sort of a single large N-gon that goes through all of these, but we would need one loop cut over here as well, and we don't even have a face, so that would be a problem. here, hit F. Now hit Control R, click, and escape. Now again on the other side, F, Control R, and tab.
Let's press
Yeah, escape. Yeah, that's good. My bad. All right, so we're good. Now let's see if we can make the following end gone without it going mental. Hit F. No. Undo. I'm not too surprised, frankly. I think we would need to have a loop cut over here as well. Bleh. Either that or we start going with triangles or other crazy stuff, and I don't want to do that. So hit a Control R, escape. Wait a moment, is that gonna help? Not really. Undo. Blimey. Having a bunch of problems here. Let's see if we can do this one, and this end gun should work. Hit F. Okay. Yeah, it's normal. They're not the same size, these are circles.
Yeah, I know.
Dang it, dang it. There. Alright. That should do fine. Oh my, this perspective is annoying. There. I have no access to the keyboard. Zoe has access to the keyboard, and she has no access to the mouse. I have access to the mouse, so we have to like sort of work in tandem. So I can't really. There. Move
You want
around.
to change orthographic?
No, we're good.
Right.
We're good here. Okay, so now we've done this. Now here we're gonna do this one. Hit F. Okay.
And
And
based on these, we're gonna connect them all.
yeah. And very shortly. Hit F. Okay.
Other side.
Yeah, but I'm going to select wrong vertices first if you don't mind. Hit F.
Oh.
Escape. You're sure you're pressing F there? Because it's behaving pretty weird. F.
I had my finger on a different key.
So you didn't press
that
F.
time. I did press F after.
Okay. Hit F.
I pressed escape after.
Hit F. Alright.
And now the middle.
So we've managed to do this. The middles aren't a huge concern. What matters to me is that we can cut this in half now. Or at least so far. So hit Control R here. Escape. And then hit Control R here. And escape. Alright. And now we should be able to build this particular end-gun without trouble. There we go. And this one. And then let's go to the other side. Look at that. We're going strong.
There's a lot of messes before, but
Wasn't too bad. I think I selected one wrong somewhere. Yeah, there. Hit F. Alright. And now
The
we
bottom
should be
ones.
able to do this and hit F. And this and hit F. Okay. Hey.
we did it.
So that's this bit done. Here at this point, I think we can just carry on with what we were doing. So hit F and create an end-gun. Hit F and create an end-gun. Okay, here we go. Now we've got the top bit. Now let's move this top bit to the other side, to another layer, just so we can work easily. Okay, so tab here. Now what we want to do is we want to create some kind of inner compartment. So hit E to extrude, escape, S, and hold control. Okay, we're gonna stop here. Now what we're gonna do is we're going to hit S again, Y, hold control. Okay, release. So now, immediately before we do anything else, we're not even gonna change the camera angle. Well, we have to actually, but we're going to go back to that one very quickly. Okay, now E to extrude, escape, S, hold control. 1, 2, okay, S, Y, hold control. Perfect. Now they should be precisely in the same spot. So if we go here and here, this should be in the same spot as the one underneath. Yes.
Yeah.
See, that's why I did it that way. So hit E to extrude, Z, hold control. This is fine really, and hit F for a face. So now we got a face on the inside. And let's go back to only this layer.
And we need to make a face here as well, I guess.
E to extrude. Whoa,
I pressed D.
I know. G, Z, hold control. Okay, now this could be like weird. That's close to weird. So hit S, Y, hold control. That's safer. Hit F. And there we go. So we've got the innards over little top part of the chest, and the innards over bottom part of the chest.
So now something could actually be put inside.
Yes. Well, I mean, we're obviously not going to put anything inside. It's going to be a complete illusion, but it's fine. I think what I'm going to do as well is I'm going to rescale it like this, and then go to the other one, because this looks like it's not important, but it is, because you will be seeing it when the chest opens.
Yeah.
Right, there will be an animation, the chest opens, and we'll be seeing it. Okay.
If we're doing an animation, do we have to, and we've parched things, do we have to do weight paint?
Yes. We have to do a bunch of things now still. So first we're gonna do texture painting. Well, I mean material painting. We're gonna tell it which surface is gonna get which material.
Do that.
So we're gonna start by being very, very cheap. We're gonna pick all of these 4 faces, okay, and we're gonna immediately go to material, add 1, and we're going to say, actually this one's gonna need 3 materials. We're gonna start with the first one with A, the second one is gonna have B, and the third one is gonna have C, and now we're gonna, my bad, C. So for this one, we're gonna assign B. Okay. Now the inside
is gonna be C.
Is gonna be C, right? This is gonna be our black bit. There we go. Whoops. All right, so that's our little chest done. Now the outside of the chest, same 1, 2, 3, and it's gonna be A, B, C, and B, it's gonna be those, and this.
Don't forget the inside.
The inside is going to be
C.
Blue. Okay, now let's see what happens. Actually, we may have been premature in this particular job, so let's see, hit Control J, no, Alt J, I don't remember. Wait, both of them, J, Control J. Dang it, I don't remember how to do it.
What are you trying to do?
Join them. I don't remember how you join them, but I'm more sure it was J. No, it's not join. Control J? Okay, then it's now. Now it's now. It does it basically immediately. It looks like we have the correct materials already, but I can't see this one, which is a bit, there, I got one. Yeah, it's blue. So, it's fine. Alright, now this is done. Give this a save, please. Alright, and now what we're gonna do is we're gonna create 1 bone.
Okay. Just the bone for the chest.
Well, maybe 2 bones. One that is the main control bone, and then the other
chest one.
Exactly. So
add a non-human armature.
Well, no. Before we do that, we're gonna move this somewhere else. So hit treasure here.
Treasure.
Hey Bix, I'll answer that question at the end of the show. Sorry, we're taping the show here, so I can't do it right now. Okay, so give this a save.
Okay.
Okay. Alright, so what we're gonna do now, is create those bones, but not in this file. We're going to file, save as, and we're gonna call this one treasure. Hit enter. Save as Blender file. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go delete all of the other objects from treasure.
No spawn, bomb place,
Nothing.
no ladder,
No sea.
seat, no dirt, no grass, no spawn point, and no wall. But
I'm
yes,
gonna move
treasure.
this treasure chest to the first layer. Save. Now, 1 second before we forget, I want this to be imported, stuff to happen, so it's thinking now, but I want to go to the environment immediately and remove the chest.
Yeah, we don't want the chest there.
Yeah.
Hello, chest. See ya, chest.
Save. Okay.
And the other stuff is still on this one.
There we go. There's a little chest. So we're going to go Shift A, armature, single bone. Okay,
Hello.
undo this. Let's put the hit Shift C first. Okay. Now I'm gonna show you a new trick.
Okay.
You can also select, for example, this point and this point, and hit, I believe, Shift S, and you tell it cursor to selected, and it's gonna put the cursor right there in the middle, which is the perfect spot for us. So now we're gonna hit Shift A, armature, single bone, and look at where it's putting. Right?
It's very
Now let's go
big.
to edit, drag it down to about here. I would like to be absolutely perfect here, so let's hit Z. Okay, that's not bad. Now this looks like a very precise point. I'm fairly sure we'll know where it is. Okay, 0.3. Boom, right there. And now we're going to extrude on the Y. There we go.
Whoop.
All right, so we're gonna
Got it.
call this one chest, and then the other one lid or whatever. So this one you can call
Did
chest.
you say we need a control?
Chest. No, that's the control. Chest. But that's not the control. That's what basically the root bone. And this one we're gonna call lid. That's it. All right, and now we need to weight paint. Now one thing we're gonna do is we're gonna tell this one that it doesn't deform stuff. Now I don't quite remember how to do it.
Deform, I think.
Yeah, good girl. All right, that one does not deform. This one does deform. And now we're gonna say this and this, Control P, vice versa. I guess this and this, Control P, with automatic weights first. All right, and now we're gonna go to pose mode, and then we're gonna say this one. It's going to be weight paint. Okay, let's tell our bones that they are going to be see-through. I don't think we can do this. We need to go back to object mode, select the armature there, and now we're gonna say X-ray, and we're gonna change it to B-bone stick.
Stick is easier to see.
Stick is fairly easy to see, right? And now we can go back to this one
And now we can see
call
them.
it weight paint, right? So this one affects everything, this one affects nothing. So we got a problem here, as you know. Now it should be possible to select the faces, right? And we can choose subtract strength 100 and simply clear it, right? Just like that. And I think L should work to pick absolutely everything. You see, we have this selected and not the rest, so it's
Don't
nice and
forget the
safe. And we
bottom.
can go underneath and cheat a bit and do it just like that. Okay, let's quickly make sure that everything is nice and painted and stuff. All right, now hit R for me. Alright.
Uh.
That's okay. It doesn't matter. It's just checking that it works.
Sure, it's just there's no hinges.
Yeah, we're not gonna put any hinges.
I know, I was-
considering the fact that it's so simple, you know.
I know, I was just like commenting.
No hinges. I'm sorry. Okay, it's good. We're done with this bit. There's no need to do anything. We're back into object mode and we're back into pose mode. And now all we need to do is say R, X, and there's your open chest, right?
Ta-da.
Ta-da! All right,
Blue,
save.
which will have gloves in it.
Armature is probably a fine name for it. Pose, yeah, that's all good. Now we need a new interface,
Ta-da.
and this interface is going to be a dope sheet.
And now we're gonna
And we're
animate
gonna
it.
change from dope sheet to action editor. And now we're going to add a new action, and this action is going to be called open.
And that's the only action it will have, other than close, maybe.
We should probably also have an idle. Yeah, let's rename this one to idle.
Chest idle.
Just yeah, good point, good girl. Call it chest idle.
That's not what I meant. I meant to do chests idle.
Well, they will now. Basically, it really depends on how we're gonna deal with this. So basically, once you open it, we probably need to leave it open, right?
Maybe.
It's an inanimate object, so it doesn't need an idle per se. It doesn't need to sort of shift or move or bob unless we want it to, but I don't think we need to, right? And it's going to just stay there, basically immobile until you interact with it. The same way the ladder works, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's really it. So let's see here. So chest idle, and what chest idle is going to do is exactly this. So hit A, I. One thing we forgot is we didn't tell it Lockrot scale. So now hit I.
Now.
There we go. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
It's done. So we're gonna add one and rename this to chest open. Capital O. It's already there, chest. I didn't remember. Chest. Open. Hit enter.
Ta-da.
F. Alright. And now we've got the first frame already. Now hit R, X.
Ta-da.
And hit I. No. Undo. That is a fool. I forgot that we need to do it at a different point. Let's try 8. There, rotate. X also, since you're there. Yeah, okay. And now go I. How does this look like from the top? It's not bad. I think this is okay. Okay, so see? Just like that. Now let's give it a bit of oomph, right? So we're gonna go like this, and
Maybe
then we're gonna
make a
sort of
little
bounce. Exactly, rebound backwards and then bend forward, right? So let's do here and hit rotate, I, and then duplicate this. Just shift D. Okay, where is this? How far is it? 29. That's maybe too much. I don't know. Let's hit play. See? It's not that bad. I think it's a bit far, really. I want to see the opening again. Yeah, I want the opening to be faster. So G,
Because otherwise it wouldn't bob as much.
G, and G. Let's stop it. Sure. Okay.
It's going longer than it's supposed to.
I know. I don't mind. That's fine. Okay, that's pretty good. And now we want to be in another one of these for the open phase. So we're just gonna click here and chest idle open. So just add the word idle. That's it. And remove these.
And we just need one.
F. And all we're gonna do is we're gonna delete, and G. There. That's it. Done. Okay, so save, Control S. Cool. And now finally we are ready to start implementing this stuff.
Oh, rotated wrong.
No, I don't think so. Oh, right, we forgot a few things. So here we need to hit Control A. Location, Control A. Rotation and scale, Control S. Let's see now. Yeah, I noticed. Okay, so it's rotating the entire thing, which is interesting because it's looking like our weight paint doesn't count. Like this thing, and the fact that we turned off the form, it's ignored by Unity somehow. Now let's see if there's something we can do about that. Where was the form thingy? Wasn't it here
was
at
at the bottom.
Yeah, but not there, I don't think. Or was it at the bottom here? Yeah. So let's turn on the form. And let's immediately save.
Let's see what happens.
Fixed. So apparently if you don't turn on the form, Unity doesn't know what you want. I like that little bounce, it's very elegant. Okay, there we go, there's our animation. So we're gonna remove the fault take, we don't need it. Let's take a look at the import animation, that's fine. Materials, don't import materials, apply. Let's take a look at the rig. Well, apparently we're gonna rest here for a bit. So generic, yeah, that's good. Root node, none. Yeah, it's fine that it's none. I think actually this is gonna work better. Everything else should be fine. Now let's go back to animation. And we've got these three. And we need to tell this one that it's a loop. And we need to tell this one that it's a loop. And this one is not a loop.
Yeah, you can't open it like a lot.
Yeah, and it ends at 19, sure, whatever. Just fine. Okay, now we need an animator just for that. So apply. We're gonna create a new animator for the chests. Okay, so new, create animator controller. Call this one chest. And let's open chest. So from any state, well, from entry, I guess, it will depend on whether it's open or closed, but we're gonna do any state. So, I mean, entry will need one. As soon as I create state, you'll see it's going to go, and it's gonna go there, right? So we're gonna give this one idle, so call this one idle. And we're gonna give it the motion of chest idle. That's it. We're also going to create a make transition here. And now we're gonna create another empty state right here, which we're gonna create idle open. Open. Give it the chest idle open. There it is. We're gonna create another transition just like this. Okay. And then from idle, we're gonna create a new transition with a new state, which is gonna be our opening state. So call this one open. It's a bit confusing. Let's add ing, open ing. Okay, motion, chest open. Okay, so from this one there's gonna be a transition. It goes here and a transition that then goes here. Okay, now this transition is natural, so we're just going to sort of do it right here. I'm confused as to why this would be here, but whatever. So let's see how this looks like. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That's good. Now this transition is going to be super short, sort of like this. Whoops.
Huh?
Oh. I'm weirded out by this. Maybe I've dragged this so much that we've lost any transition of any kind. Yeah, it looks like this is happening again. I've never seen this before, so I don't know whether it's good or bad, you know? Okay, wait, I see. We're gonna do this.
then we can do what you tried to do.
And then this. Right, so there. Looks pretty good. Now this one's gonna need some kind of trigger. Alright, so let's add a new one, which is gonna be a trigger, and call this one open. And then create another trigger, which we're gonna call reset. Do you know why we're gonna need this trigger?
Reset because when you restart the game, the chests have to be closed again.
Well, yes, but we don't know which way we're gonna have to reset. That's the problem. So when you start from a save, some chests may need to be open, some chests may need to be closed.
Yeah.
We need to be able. That's why I created these two transitions here. We need to be able to go to either closed or open at will whenever we want to, interrupting absolutely anything. So if we start the game, load everything in place, it's gonna go directly to idle, and we're gonna say, actually, this chest has already been opened in our save file. Boop, go to idle open. Okay, that's what this reset trigger is gonna be for. And now all we need is an int. Actually, no. Let's delete this int and create a bool, and call this one state. So we're gonna transition to here. The transition is going to be instant. We're going to transition to here if reset and if state is false, not opened. Let's rename state to opened. Yeah. Okay, so if not opened, it goes here. Otherwise, reset, open is true. So if it's true, it goes to here, right, like that. Now this one needs a trigger, open, that's it. And this is empty, it has exit time. This one does not have exit time. So this one will happen immediately, right? This one does have exit time, this one doesn't have exit time, obviously. I'm kind of thinking whether we should go from any state. Yeah, let's do that. Let's remove this. And we're gonna save this. And then drag it to the left. Oh, poo. Undo. Can I just do undo? Yes, I can. I don't quite understand that, but I think it basically makes it immediate. And yeah, open. That's it. So whenever we do open, it goes from any state we are in, even if we're already open, it goes back to opening, right? So we control all of this very meticulously, or rather very extremely. So there's no logic, we're not careful at all. We just are going to do whatever we want, whenever we want to. Save. Okay, and that's that for this animator. Now we need to create this object and then save it as a prefab. So let's go to our models and grab our treasure and drag it in. Boop. Go to the scene. There's the treasure.
Hello.
Hello. Armature, chest, lid, etc. So the armature is controlling.
Then we need to do the materials.
That's right. We need to do materials immediately. So let me quickly check that.
Then we need to add this to the
Yeah. So it's using the treasure
list.
avatar. It needs a controller. We're gonna give it the chest controller. There, and that should already work immediately. So let's see our chest here. We're gonna leave this alone. All of these weird rotations.
We need to put this in the enum of interactive object as well.
I'm not sure what you're saying.
In code.
Right, sure. Okay, so let's take a look at our materials. Do we have any materials that would work for this? So let's see, map, world, brick, dirt. Is there wood? We don't have a wood. But I think this probably should be like golden or something. So let's duplicate grass. Call this one gold. And let's give it some kind of like yellowish color.
Not too bright.
And let's give it a little smoothness.
Yeah, gold.
And a bit of metallic quality. Probably be good to have a bit of emission, but then again it doesn't matter as long as we don't have post-processing, so. Alright, so smoothness. Yeah, it's not gonna be too smooth. There, that'll do. So that's our gold. Now let's go back to the treasure and give it the gold material. Oh yeah, I guessed it right.
Nice.
Now
The outsides we need to
these,
do.
what we're gonna do with these? What do you think?
Uh,
Some kind of gem color, some kind of red.
yeah, red would be fine.
Okay, so let's duplicate gold.
But we have to make this a bit metallic as well.
Ruby. Now let's go back to the treasure and give it ruby. Beep. And now we're gonna say
Ruby is
ruby.
gold right now.
We're
Yeah,
gonna
you
be-
got it right again.
Yeah, well, I think it's more obvious than usual. Somehow it's actually kept the there.
Now the inside.
I'm wondering if we should go with transparent or something, or fade. No, but I don't think it makes a difference with not without a texture. It basically accounts for a white texture. This. I don't know how many pixels.
Now we gotta do the inside.
The inside, so that's gonna be some kind of dark thing, you know, granite possibly. So let's go with granite. There. I think that's pretty good. Okay, so we got our little chest. It's ready to deploy. Let's give it a name that we're happy with. The way we have the prefabs, map entities. Rename this one to treasure chest _0. Hit enter and
Treasure.
add a here. Treasure chest. Hit enter. Drag the treasure chest. Blop. Would you like to create a new original? I want to create a new original. Yes. Okay, now we can delete this.
And save.
Okay, now we need to start dealing with all of the code for this, right? We're obviously not going to be done with this today, but you know, it's a start. So let's see. It's going to be a map entity, right? We know that. And at this point, probably best for us to go directly to the entity map and to the GIMP files here and start dealing with that immediately. Okay, so let's see here. First of all, let's take a look at the entities. Here, there's another saving point, right? We're gonna change that. We are going to use a different color. And the different color we're gonna use is perfect yellow. So we're gonna go right here and we're gonna say this guy is gonna be a 255. Okay, yellow. Whoops, undo. Gotta be very careful where you color things, right? So the spawn point here, well, call this one treasure chest 0. _0. We're gonna put it right here. Now let's hide it real quick because we want to go to our spawn point and delete this. So treasure chest 0 is going to be right there. Okay, that works for us. Now what we want is entity info. Now for each type of treasure chest, we're going to have to know what type of object we are going to have.
We're gonna have different types of treasure chest.
Yes, of course. We're going to have a treasure chest that gives you rupees or something equivalent to rupees, right? Cash or something. And then we're also going to have a
The
treasure chest that gives you
items or
maps or whatever, right? So that sort of stuff. We still need to think things through a little bit, and we don't want to make it too complicated, right? But the special object, keys, for example, keys would clearly be in a chest, right? The silver keys, typical of Zelda, would be a great example, right? So this is going to be you collect the glove, right? And so let's say that we're going to use the red channel for this, just as we usually do.
So we need to go in entity info.
Right here in entity information, and we're going to go with the first one, the reddest of red, right? So just remove all green, and off we are. And boop. Oh, I must have unclicked because I'm a potato. Or not clicked, okay. There. Save. Save.
Shift.
Okay, now we're gonna begin with exporting the entities. So Control Shift E. and we're gonna go to textures, entity map. And now we're gonna export the entity info, Control-Shift-T. And it's gonna be entity info map. Save. Okay, so maximum is gonna be our glove. So let's go back to here. It's going to now do a little bit of thinking. And finally, for the first time today, we can open Visual Studio and start working a bit. We're not going to be too long because we're basically already running out of time, but we at least want to put that chest on the...
So interactive entity, we gotta add this.
Treasure chest 0.
This?
Put the underscore.
Okay. And then there's our
You
bunks.
can't put an underscore? No, okay.
Now I can.
Missing any. Save.
There are bugs.
Bombs exploding when you're running away sometimes deal no damage. Picking up enemy while it's spawning does not interrupt spawn routine. We'll worry about these next time. Okay, so we're done with this bit. Now you should have some colors here somewhere. I don't remember where. The choose things. Oh no, this is the game manager. We need to be in the map manager. So
UI manager.
I don't remember what he called it. Is it just map? Yeah, map. There you go. All right. Let's see here what we got. Well, texture. Let's list map colors. This is important. Entity colors. This is important. Right. So the entity colors will make all sorts of decisions. Set up entities is what's going to make the decision with that color. Let's see where rotation. Set. That's the one. Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll have to have a color index for the entity tile. See, this thing is missing that stuff. Let's quickly check in the game manager. Okay, so for some reason we have these duplicated. Because there are also interactive objects. That's fine. So here you want to put the same one, treasure chest 0. Save. All right. Now I got these. I'm sure we got the entity colors. Let's go and fill that in. Okay, in the world, I guess, is where the camera is going to be. I mean, the map information. There it is.
There it is.
Okay, so we added one color. Do you remember what it is?
We added a yellow.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect yellow.
Perfect yellow. That's it. 1, 1, 0, 1. Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. So there it is. Now, so 4. We need to give it the new prefab
called treasure chest 0.
Right there. Entity containers, we need to create one. Entity rotations. I think this one should not be rotatable. Or something. Entity info texture, that's already correct. So the only thing we need to change there is add a parent for that thing. So create, empty, rename, and call this one treasure chest 0. Capital. Treasure chest 0. And now back to here, and we're gonna give it the treasure chest 0 as a parent. Plop. Okay. So if everything's right and if we're not silly, this should already work, except our entity setup is not going to work. So this is interactive entity. We're not worried at the moment. Plus, our thing doesn't even have anything on it. In fact, let's go and quickly check if these guys do. So does this guy have a map entity? It does. And then it has another script as well. So this one does not have a map entity. I'm also just noticing that this is the model. It should be inside the entity. So that's not ideal. All right, so let's create... duplicate this. So just Control D. Okay. And now we can delete this and this. And this one you can remove component and rename this one to a model. There. And now here we can add the map entity component, so map. Okay, and we don't have a component for interactive entity, or do we? Type there it is, interactive entity, IE type treasure chest 0. Weight, sure, I think it's irrelevant. So
let's is irrelevant because we're not going to throw this around.
That's right. Let's give this a save. All right, no. And I think everything should work-ish, maybe-ish. Ah, no, we needed to check the whole setup of the map entity. Map entity. There's the setup. Yes, get component enemy spawner. If any spawner then setup. REO get component rotatable edge object, then do something. And here we're gonna create a new one, which we're gonna call interactive entity. Yeah, entity. And call space IE equals get component open type interactive entity. Close. All right. And if IE is not null, open a squiggle. Wait before you do any setup, because we do not know if interactive entity has a setup, and it does not. So I'm thinking whether we should have our own rotatable edge object, enemy spawner. Maybe we should have its own class as opposed to this, you know. Maybe it should have its own class, sort of like chest or something. Yeah, let's do that. I think it will make sense to have a treasure chest class, you know. So yeah, well, we'll see next time if it was a good or a bad idea. That's what happens when you improvise and not think. So scripts, character infrastructure, map, micropurpose, static, what's inside here? Interactive entity, okay, map entity, blah, 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 blah. Enemy spawner. Yeah, let's create a C# script, call it treasure chest. Hit enter, all right. And now we're gonna go to our prefabs, map, entities, treasure chest, and we're gonna add type th. No, ch, not th, sorry, my bad.
I heard th.
Treasure chest, okay, and we're gonna open this one, and it doesn't matter for now. Save. And inside interactive map entity, change this to treasure chest. There it is. Copy, paste, call this one tr, or tc, and tc, save. And so we're gonna need a setup. So here go with public void setup. And request a color, see? Close, open, and save. And here we're gonna do exactly the same as the other one. So we go tc.setup and feed it C. Semicolon. So this is the red color that we're receiving, right? And this guy's gonna receive a red color, and it's gonna know that it's red. So we should also know later whether we're open or not, but we're gonna start with close. So here create a public bool open equals false, semicolon. For now, just this. And yeah, let's leave it where it is, and this may in fact work already.
Should we clear
The what?
It's clear in place, so the errors
Yeah, it's clear.
and the warnings.
So let's see now if the
Those
treasure
are
chest is
gloves.
there. That's all we want. I know that the gloves. Yeah, it is.
Hello.
There's the treasure chest. I'm not happy with where it's rotated. I don't know if it's randomly rotated, so let's quickly give it a
Well, you
reset.
did -1, right?
I know, but various other objects have -1. -1 has several meanings. This could be luck. Let's do it one more time. But I think it's not being rotated. I think exactly it's
not
just
being
in the
rotated.
default position. So let's quickly check that object. Alright, there's our chest. And let's go to the animator and hit open. Okay, so that's the way it's rotated. So the treasure chest would need to be rotated 0. Assuming we want it up, or do we want it down? Which direction do you want it to face?
I'm pretty sure up would be better because it's where the door was.
Yeah, no, I understand that, but bear in mind we can't really do it. I think this one would be the best for how our game works, personally, right? So every time our camera, you will see it like that, and I think it's fairly clear this way what it is. I know that the door is on the other side. The problem is we can't give all of this information unless you want to start adding other channels for the colors, which is something we can do if you want to. So for example, you would use the red color for the rotation and say the green color for what the chest contains. I'm down with that if that's what you want.
We could do that.
Alright. So if we do that, then we need to make the chest rotate exactly the same way as the rotatable items work. And let's see if the map entity is doing, if the map is doing anything other than that.
That we can copy.
I don't think it's doing it, but the rotatable edge object is doing this setup. So copy all of this. Go to the treasure chest and paste it. Save. Now rotation index, yeah, this is all correct. So up is also correct. Makes sense, right? We essentially have a 2D game. So all of this is already perfect. But let's go right away and make a change here. So in our
using the red color
entity information, right? The red color is now insufficient. So we're gonna say red and blue, and green. That means perfect yellow. So perfect green, perfect red. Okay. So hit OK, and ironically, by pure chance, we were actually correct. So hit Control E, Control S as well. Okay, so now you're sending it the yellow color. Here it's only taking the red into consideration. Okay, fine. And the yellow one is going to decide what type of object it's going to be, which we're going to do next time. So give this a save again. Okay, and now we don't know if red is the correct rotation, like pure red. It may be something else. In fact, I'm not sure at all. So let's quickly hit it and see what happens.
Uh-oh. Other way.
It's odd that it's staying open, by the way. But whatever.
Did you turn the trigger off?
It was a trigger. It should turn off automatically, but I don't. Oh. Huh. Interesting. So you can use it as a bool if you put it on start. Hey, it's fine. It's useful to us now. There you go. So it's in the wrong rotation. Okay. So I obviously don't remember these because I never pay attention. So the red, we should go to the calculator because I can't remember. And it would be what? 255 multiplied by 0.666666. Okay, 170. So let's try 170 on green. No, green is fine actually. See, we gotta be careful now. 170. Okay. There. Save.
See if this
export.
is correct.
Hit play. Now it's gonna rotate somewhere. I don't know where. There. Well, that's the one I like, but that's not the one we want. So we want it directly in front of the door, right? That's what you said. So let's go here, and we want to remove. I believe it's 85. Yes, 85. So minus 80. Can I type? Oh no, I can't. It should be 85 actually. Okay, but that won't be sufficient. Therefore, the correct one should be 0. Oh bum. Save, export.
Let's see if this one works.
Should be 180 degrees compared to the previous one. So now it should point up. And there it is.
And it is. And let's go in and see it.
Right. Now, at the moment, that particular prefab does not have a collider, so you're gonna walk right through it.
Bye bye. Yep. You're walking in it.
No surprise, really, right?
Yeah, it doesn't have a collider.
Doesn't have a collider at all. Let's add one really quickly, and then we're done for this evening.
Okay.
So, entities, treasure chest, open the prefab. So right on the treasure chest at the basis, we're gonna add a rigid body and a collider, and we're gonna definitely make it kinematic, doesn't use anything. Perfect. And add a component box. There it is. It's done. Box collider. There it is. And obviously this is too large.
Yep.
So first of all, we're gonna move the box up by 0.5, and then we're gonna reduce it in scale on the Z to this,
So yours.
and the rest may be correct. No, it isn't. Okay, so Z 0.5 and X 0.75. That makes perfect sense considering the proportions we've picked. Now we also need to give it a layer.
Carried object, edge object.
Yeah, we don't really have unacceptable layers, so let's just give it an map obstacle. Yes, change shield. Okay, save. And now if we hit it, we shouldn't be able to go through it. Now obviously it's a map obstacle, so it's not great. Yeah, I think the edge object we can also clip through right now, which I'm not a huge fan of. Right, we're gonna see what happens here. Ha! See ya.
You're supposed to get that item later.
There. But I can't walk into it. Oops, I'm walking on the lid, sort of. Yeah. Maybe we should make the thing even a bit larger. So, yeah. A bit larger, so you're sort of further back like this. I think that would still look good. So let's do that. Back to the treasure chest, and what we're gonna do, it's very simple. 1, 1. That's it.
Okay.
So you see the lid comfortably fits in there, and we'll be okay. Let's see whether this looks ugly in our opinion as we play. Oh, death! Splash, 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 splash. Go up. Whoop, 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 whoop. Whoop, whoop, whoop. All right.
Hello.
Hey, Bumbo.
Take that.
Okay, yeah, this looks perfectly fine to me. Right? This is my worry. And it looks perfectly fine. And this looks fine. So it looks like we're kind of hitting it, but it's fine, right? We're not going like literally into it. So I think that looks pretty good. You happy with that?
Yep.
All right. Well, let's say thank you to our YouTube audience, and we will see you again next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.